CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In honor of celebrating the incredible month of August, which we all know is Women's Month, please go on our social media pages and let us know about all the incredible women that are in your life. It is EKSE Live on Facebook, as well as EKSE_Live on Twitter, as well as EKSE_CTV on Instagram. Now, guys, all the men in the studio have been telling me the incredible stories about the beautiful women that are in their lives, and I can't wait to share those stories with you eventually. Our cameramen are quite happy about this, actually. Do you guys have anything to say? No, they don't. Now, guys, we are celebrating women all around the world, so please do hop on our socials. Let us know who is touching and impacting you in your life. You can maybe speak about them right here on the show. And if you have a shout out to give, please do go on our socials. Give your mother, your sister, your cousins, whoever you want to give a shout out to. And you know what? We might actually play it on the show. So hop on our email, ekse@capetowntv.org. And another organization that is celebrating incredible women, especially in the month of August, is the Artscape, which is doing something incredibly beautiful, which is the Artscape Women's Humanity Art Festival, which is all about celebrating women doing incredible and amazing things. Women will have to enter this. They will be singing, dancing, all sorts of things. But what I love is that at the center of it all is a woman who is right here, who is the senior manager. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please do help me welcome Simone, who is joining us in the studio today. Hi, Simone.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm very well, thank you. How's everybody?
I am well, thank you. I'm well, thank you. I know we were having a chat a little earlier, and I actually want to find out, where's your head at, especially when it comes to having this festival virtually for the first time? Do you feel like everyone is prepared, everyone is not prepared? How's it going with that side?
Now, I think everyone's actually prepared. I think that with the abnormal circumstances that we find ourselves living in at the moment, not just in South Africa, but in many other parts of the world, virtual has become the way to go. And even before that, we've seen an upward trend, even before lockdown last year, upward trend of a lot of people that actually prefer to get entertainment right into their lounge via all these virtual platforms that they can get access to. So I think this is definitely, the way to go, given the circumstances that we find ourselves in, that we cannot present live theatre. So we have all our productions. We even have the Women's Walk that we normally would have up to 5,000 women participating. So even this year, we're going to have a virtual walk across Cape Town to focus on iconic sites that relates to women, particularly in Cape Town, and historic women such as Kritoa and Sarah Bartman, etc.
Yeah, and then one thing that I want to find out about is actually, as we all know, in South Africa, we have a huge gender-based violence problem. And I love to hear that this year's theme is centered all around that, which is freedom and inclusivity for all humanity. Why did you guys think it was important for you and the artists that are going to be performing that day to really hone in and focus on the very big problem, which is gender-based violence?
The Women's Festival is obviously, first of all, a celebration of or commemoration of the 1956 Paris March, when about 20,000 women marched to the union buildings in protest against past laws and other apartheid laws. But it's also about celebrating all the progress that we've made in the past 26, going on for 27 years. We had the Women's Charter that was drawn up all those years ago by those women that were also participated to the past march. And we've seen from the Women's Charter, we've had a great success in laws that specifically protect us as women in the new democratic South Africa, such as the Domestic Violence Act, the Employment Equal Opportunity Act, and there's several of those. So first of all, the Women's Festival is to commemorate those women who went before us to free us, and also to celebrate all the successes and strides that we've made in the past 26 years. But it's also to focus on the current issues that are facing women in particular. And one of the scourges that has been around for so long, and it seems that there's no end in sight, at the moment, if we look at all the reports in the media just in the past few months, is that of gender-based violence and femicide. So we've once again chosen to focus on this specific scourge in the country that has been plaguing us. And, we've been focusing on it for the past few years as well. And, if one looks at history as how the arts was utilized during the apartheid years to constantly focus on all the atrocities and all the inhumane acts that were being committed by the then apartheid government through the medium of the arts. A festival such as Dawn's Festival will be used in a similar vein, where we can utilize the arts to focus on issues such as gender-based violence.
And another thing that I want to know is, you said it so beautifully, the whole purpose of the month of August is to celebrate women. But unfortunately, we have to be dragged back by all of these things that are happening in our country right now. But what are some of the things that you are sort of happy about? Because, as you mentioned, there are so many things that are fighting against us as women, especially in this time. But what are some of the things that keep you going, that say, actually, you know what? This might be happening, that might be happening, but this is still keeping me afloat and still making me happy and still making me celebrate myself as a woman in South Africa?
I think, if we look at, I always use the classic example of, I think it was just under 2 years ago, where women in Saudi Arabia could still not drive cars, but they could fly a plane. That was very ironic, though. If you look at countries like that who still have draconian laws where women are not seen as equal, and you look at all the strides that we've made in the past few years, and most of the strides that we've made has been on paper. Unfortunately, there's still a patriarchy and sexism still plays a huge role in society as to how women are perceived. But even in those instances, we are making strides in that. So there's a lot of celebration that comes out of that. And as I've said earlier, this is why we have always hosted the Women's March, which is organized by Women's Zone, which is an associated organization that actually has offices and premises on Artscape site. So this is also to walk in unison and actually to celebrate all of the strides that we've made in the past 26 years and as we're going beyond. So, for example, within that program of the Women's Zone program, there's a Women's Zone discussion every Saturday throughout the month of August. These are focusing on interesting things such as the Africa Cookbook, and storytelling between mothers and daughters, focusing on happy moments and happy memories. So those are all there's a lot of things that we can celebrate in this country. And we can also celebrate I know it sounds a bit crazy to say that given the femicide and the gender-based violence, I think one good thing that's come out of that is that years ago it was swept under the carpet and kept under the rug. But now it is out there in the open. And in a sense, for lack of better word, or to use the word celebrate, women who are under the yoke of being abused in their homes. And also we must say that although it's a women's festival, the theme is gender-based violence. So we do take cognizance of the fact that there are men also being abused by their partners. And then there's same-sex relationships where the partners are also being abused. So it's all inclusive in that sense. But what we can look forward to is that all the platforms that the gender-based violence and femicide and abuse have been exposed. So I think a lot of women, about 10 years ago, women would feel trapped in that situation. Whereas currently, women know there's help out.
Actually, that's so incredible now that you speak that, because we can only fix the problem once we know that the problem exists. So therefore, if we're not sweeping it under the carpet anymore, we are facing it, we're facing it, we're making sure that we're helping those who are dealing with it as well. So that is incredible. Now, I want to know, actually, how has it been preparing for this? It's such a huge thing that's happening. Artscape carries so many different things. And all of us know the Artscape for creating so much art and creating beautiful pieces as well. So I know you have lots and lots of things prepared for us in the lineup. I know Lisa, the musician, is there. Some dancers from Jazz Arts are also going to be there. So how's it looking? How's the preparation? Are you excited? Do you feel like the women are going to give it their all? And also, I want to know, is it just an all-female lineup, or are also some males going to be there performing?
I'm absolutely excited. This is the very first time, obviously, that the festival will be virtual, and some of our other programs will also have virtual platforms, such as later on the Youth Jazz Festival and the Youth Classical Music Festival, as well as Heritage Festival. So it's exciting for us at Artscape, and I think for theatres in South Africa and across the world to actually utilize a new platform of the virtual platform to present our programs. And I think this is part of where arts is going, into the world and the domain of presentation on virtual platforms. Even in a year or two's time, when things are practically back to normal and we can all go back to the theatre. And obviously, a lot of most people, they actually prefer to have that in-theatre experience of going to have a great night out. But then will be another platform for those who just, especially like on a day like today, where perhaps you would want to see an art piece, but it is rather a bit cold to go out, and you can actually see the art piece within your home. So this has excited us to present this festival on a virtual platform with productions, as you've mentioned, and including productions such as 21 Questions, which is a performance by Unmute. There's also focus on persons living with disabilities and the stereotype that persons living with disabilities often face in communities. And in this specific production of 21 Questions, a lot of those stereotypes are addressed. For just one practical example, a lot of people think that people who are blind or hard of hearing cannot come to the theatre and actually enjoy the arts, but they can actually enjoy the arts with their other senses. A virtually impaired person that cannot see can still enjoy the music. And a person that cannot hear can still enjoy the rhythms or the beats of the marimba drums, or the beats of the symphony concert. And so these are stereotypes that needs to be addressed in that sense. So yes, we are totally excited for this festival.
I mean, just speaking to you, I feel like there's so many different things that you're covering. A person might think, okay, I'm logging on to listen to music and all these different things, but there's actually an educational experience that you have prepared for all the people who are going to be joining you on that day. Now, please do bless us and let us know, where can people log on, the dates, the time, the websites. Give me all the juice, please.
Yes, so the main portal, in order to access these productions, they will be on specific dates commencing from the 9th and running right through to the end of August on the 31st. So if they go to our website, which is www.artscape.co.za, I mean, that's very easy to remember. Just remember Artscape and the normal www.artscape.co.za. That is the main platform to get further information, to get updated information, and also to access the various productions that are on offer. And for those who are more social media platforms inclined, we do have a Facebook page, which is Artscape Theatre Centre. We do have a Twitter handle, which is Artscape Theatre. Our Instagram is also Artscape Theatre. Now, the productions, as I said, you will be able to get updated information through those productions, and on our Facebook page as well. We will post the respective links to the respective productions on the dates that they are being performed. For example, if we look at one production, We Are Dying Here, that's going to be performed from the 24th to the 31st of August. And this is a production that actually premiered at Artscape in November 2019.
Right.
And it was premiered in the Innovation Lounge. And the Innovation Lounge is a space where artists can actually test and market their new work. And it's exciting that the We Are Dying Here production, produced by Sipakazi Jonas, was recently included on the July New York City's Time Out list of productions to actually watch online.
Wow.
So we have world-rated and world-class productions as part of the festival. And just to come quickly back to your other question, we are focusing mostly on women and women producers because it's Women's Month, but we also, the festival's open to everybody, obviously. And for example, with our placard demonstration, we've engaged a host of male societies to participate in the placard demonstration, to also voice their disdain at the gender-based violence that is gripping our country at the moment.
Wow.
So we're definitely roping in men as well.
Wow, Simone, this sounds so incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, we did put it on our screen here, and if you don't see it right now, hopefully they're going to put it again. We're also going to put it on all our social media pages. Make sure you hop on the www.artscape.co.za, check everything out. If you are about celebrating women, watching shows that are empowering women and celebrating women and talking about women's stories, then you definitely don't want to miss out on this festival. Thank you so much, Simone, for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of your day. But from us to you, ladies and gentlemen, it's all love. Hope on our socials right now, okay? Right now, we're going to put it right there. Hop on our socials and let us know if you're enjoying everything that's happening on the show. It is EKSE_live on Twitter, as well as EKSE_CTV on Instagram, as well as EKSE live on Facebook. From me to you, it's all love. We're going to take a little bit of a short break, and we will see you after this.
CTV family, catch us live on your TV screens.